by saying Jiu-Jitsu principles haven't changed since day one. What made my grandfather effective against Fred Ebert or Wladek Dzibisco, or what allowed him to survive for 13 minutes against Kimura, is the same. What is that? Survival mindset, efficiency of energy, natural body movements. What is changing is now that sport Jiu-Jitsu has become such an emphasis for a lot of people, you have two guys who have no consideration for a street fight, no consideration for punch protection, who are grappling each other. And when there's no punching, there's millions of things that can happen based on gis and lapels and grab and twist and crazy different guards that are not street applicable, but they're very sport. So most of the ridiculous growth has been in the sportive realm because there's no limit in terms of keeping it real. You don't have to worry about keeping it real, just grapple. And that's fine. And that's very fun, and there's a lot to learn there, and it's beautiful. But my concern is that if that sport growth continues and people don't remember that that is different than street, it's not the same. People learning sport are being confused in thinking that they're getting ready for a fight, but they're not. It's possible today in sport, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world, that you get a purple belt or more and go out in a fight and get beat up. How? Sport Jiu-Jitsu, the distance of a sport Jiu-Jitsu match is different than the distance of a street fight. In sport Jiu-Jitsu, you can be in butterfly guard, grabbing some sleeves. If you do that in a street fight, you get knocked out. In a street fight, you have to close the distance, and you have to manage the distance more effectively between you and the bad guy, because in a street fight, the only thing that matters is distance management for punch protection. You see Royce in the original UFC, he's like this. Why was he doing this? Distance management. He was measuring stick. He wasn't trying to punch anybody. He was trying to say how far he is so that he knew when it's time to clinch. And once he clinches and goes to the ground, what does he do? He stays so close. How long? As long as it takes. Just slay a snake. Before you know it, boom. But learning sport Jiu-Jitsu does not prepare you for that. It's totally different. That's my concern with the growth of the tree.
Do you think that at some point the sport of Jiu-Jitsu and competitive level will actually take over the core of Jiu-Jitsu that your grandfather?
No, it's not as long as I'm alive. As long as I'm alive, street self-defense Jiu-Jitsu will always exist. Because that's what that's what Gracie Academy is 100% dedicated to, is the preservation and perpetuation of the Jiu-Jitsu that can be used to beat bigger guys in real fights. Now you know what's crazy? Is why did you show up to learn Jiu-Jitsu to begin with? When you first went, when you first said, I want to learn that, what was it? What did you see? What did you see that made you want to learn though?
The smaller guy beats up the big guy.
You saw Royce do his thing.
Right.
You saw little Royce go in there and beat the giant. Now what's crazy is that that's what the whole world wants to learn. When they walk in those doors, they're not coming here to earn a point. They're not coming here to fight someone their same size. Right. The reason someone shows up, and this is not just for Jiu-Jitsu, this is for any martial art. The reason someone shows up to a martial arts school is for martial combat preparation. Of course, the fitness is good, the camaraderie is good, and the sport is fun. But those are byproducts. The reason someone shows up is so they don't get beat up. Because you know and I know that when you can't get beat up, you feel invincible. And when you feel invincible, you're a better brother, you're a better father, you're a better businessman, you're a better husband, you're a better family, you're better at everything that you do. Better in your job when you have confidence. But what does confidence come from? Not from a point. Confidence comes from knowing that if a giant walks by, you look at him and you don't think to yourself, oh no. You think to yourself, how interesting.